welcome parents, family members, and friends to the graduation of the class of 2015. Tonight, we all gather to honor the great accomplishment of the students before you. Please stand and join me with one of our senior class officers, Mitch Hardy, as he leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. At this time, I am pleased to introduce to you a young woman who is responsible and dedicated, whose maturity and motivation sets her apart from the crowd. Although modest in manner, she is very personable, outgoing with a delightful sense of humor. She reaches out to take risks, to try new things, and to make the most of her opportunities in and out of the classroom. She does this with a smile on her face and a joy of learning that is recognized and admired by all whom she comes in contact with. She will be attending Miami University in the fall. Please welcome our salutatorian, Sarah Al-Zubi.
On behalf of the class of 2015, I would like to introduce the special guests who are joining us this evening. On the risers behind me are members of the Board of Education, Mr. Tim Sharp, Mrs. Kim Martin-Lewis, Mr. Eric Lutz, Mrs. Elizabeth Johnston, and Dr. Eddie Hooker. Also, Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Mark Miles, Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Mark Olt, Director of Pupil Services, Mrs. Tracy Quattrone, and District Treasurer, Mrs. Julie Toth. From the primary school, Principal Mr. Jim Nichols. From the elementary school, Principal Dr. Melissa Stewart. From the middle school, Principal Mr. Josh Kaufman, and Assistant Principal Mrs. Bridget Ridley. From the high school, Dr. Antonio Shelton, Assistant Principal Mrs. Jennifer Euland, and Director of Athletics, Mr. Jeff Zidron. Director of Technology, Mrs. Arlene Piquet, and finally, the outstanding faculty and staff of Indian Hill High School. Thank you all for being here to share this evening with us. Now, will everyone please rise and join with our talented high school concert band in the singing of our national anthem.
You, a young woman who has boundless initiative and drive. She has been described to me as an excellent student, dedicated and hardworking in her studies, persevering through what I'm sure has been hours upon hours of studies at Indian Hill. She's not one to shy away from challenge. She's thoughtful and reflective in her responses and work, always striving for her best and settling for nothing less. When speaking with her, you encounter a maturity and eloquence rare of someone of her age. More important than being an excellent student, though, is the genuine care of concern she shares for her friends, classmates, and teachers. Her warm personality and simple grace cause her to stand out amongst a crowd. We will surely miss her presence in our schools. Next year, she will begin her undergraduate studies at the University of Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in warmly welcoming the co-valedictorian of the class of 2015, Miss Madison Heck.
Good evening, faculty, family, friends, and fellow graduates of the class of 2015. I simply cannot believe I'm standing before you today. It is a profound honor, and I'm still grappling with the idea that this bittersweet moment is the final culmination of all of our hard work and dedication at such a wonderful school. A little less than 4 years ago, on August 25th, 2011, we walked through those grandiose glass doors leading to our futures at Indian Hill High School. I remember distinctly thinking, wow, this place is really cool. But I'm so scared, and I begged my mom to go back to middle school. It's an intimidating thing, tottering into a mysterious building with mysterious students and mysterious teachers moving about the hallways. It was always to do your class around with a massive confidence and await whatever fate was before us. As we are now about to embark on a similar journey, though it seems more intimidating than ever, I think it's important that we stop and reflect on our years here and how valuable they were. For as long as I can remember, teachers have referred to us as the goody two-shoes class, sandwiched between two classes who couldn't simply live up to our shining reputation. Or at least that's what I've chosen to believe. We're the class they love to teach, and the class that relates to one another in intricate, truly meaningful ways. I may be slightly biased here, but put simply, we have bonds that are like no other class. Each one of us, at some point or another, has been friends. Whether in kindergarten or 12th grade, we have known and grown with each other. Life inside the Indian has been good. It hasn't always been easy or kind, but it's certainly been valuable. And it's because of our wonderful parents and teachers that we've been able to reach this pivotal point in our lives. We all learned the importance of making good choices from Mrs. H.M., and we learned interminable patience through a series of 4 physics teachers. We learned important acronyms that I am absolutely sure we'll use in later life, like corn, peg, and spice. Thank you, Mr. Kirk, for that. And I'm confident that each one of us can recite the acclaimed Chinese dynasty song, but we will save that performance for after this graduation, so stick around. As we move into our college years, I hope that we will repress our memories of agonizing AP tests, but I hope that we will recall the goodness of prom, revel in the lameness of homecoming, and internalize the distress of never getting a top locker, even though you know desperately you'd never reach it. Oh wait, that's just me. We bonded over late nights, cramming for lit spec and Constitution Project, and we made history with the first ever bloody senior tailgate. We will forever remember the spirited football games, the spectacular powwow performances, and most importantly, Mrs. McFarland's endless supply of goldfish. These are the things we've come to appreciate, and we will soon come to miss, I'm sure. So, now we come to the part of the speech where I'm meant to offer some advice to my fellow graduates. As we are closing a memory-filled phase and we look ahead to the future, it's scary. I don't want to pretend that I have any certain qualifications that endow any extra life experience, so I'll be offering none of my own advice this evening. Rather, I hope to share some wisdom from two extremely noble role models from whom I've learned all my life. My grandparents. Hi Judy, hi Norm. For as long as I can remember, my grandparents have traveled each week from Dayton to have dinner with me. So, Wednesday has been Grandparents' Day in the Hecht household for the past 18 years. The pinnacle of selfless providers, my grandparents successfully raised 3 children, held valued careers, traveled the world, and cultivated an indescribable familial bond, all while maintaining a loving marriage for over 50 years. Over the years, they provided me with some of the best advice, not given merely through words, but through actions. I can only hope that we as a graduating class can take some of the next few items to heart as we move on to the subsequent phases in our life. So, here we go. Number 1, never stop laughing and savor every moment. Proven by my numerous relatives in their 80s and 90s, my grandparents maintain that the key to health is laughter. Laughter unites, laughter distracts, and laughter heals. Through hectic school projects or even the grueling college admissions process, it was important to laugh, to have fun, and enjoy ourselves, simply because laughter makes life that much easier. Over the next 4 years, I am certain we will encounter stressful situations when we are pushed away from the comfort that we once knew. When signing our first lease or making that first big decision without our parents, we must remember to breathe, and we must remember to laugh. Number 2, stay informed and stay curious. Aside from their fascination with PBS specials and crossword puzzles, my grandparents leap at the slightest opportunity to learn. From the excitement of a new class to ritualistic readings of the New York Times, they have taught me that educational value exists in even the trivialities. I cannot count the times my grandfather has given me an article detailing the importance of sleep for teenagers or the detrimental effects of soda. Grandpa, I'm ever thankful for your persistent nagging. Please let it never stop. In addition, I've also learned that we should always attempt to stay informed about the world. Know what's happening around you, see the problems, and take a knowledgeable step forward to change the world for better. Number 3, stay true to who you are, but be open. As we head to our diverse destinations in the coming months, whether it's an employment, a gap year, or higher education, my grandparents have taught me the importance of maintaining your principles, but also not to use them as a guard, shielding the possibility of trying something new. With every opportunity, make a new friend, try an innovative food, travel to an unforeseen destination, appreciate a new piece of knowledge, simply absorb every unknown. And finally, number 4, never be defeated. This is perhaps the most cliche morsel of wisdom, but its meaning should not be lost in its platitude. My grandparents have proven themselves to be fiercely resilient, whether battling simple car troubles or battling cancer. They have taught me to never let failure equate to defeat. This past year has pushed many of us to the brink, and the stress of college was usually at the forefront. But while most of us have already encountered failure, maybe it was something substantial, maybe it was something trivial, or maybe you haven't encountered it yet. But to those I say, failure is inevitable. I know this to be true. Just look at the 8 college rejection letters I have hanging on my refrigerator door. Do not waste time attempting to prevent failure. Aim high, reach high, and if by chance you miss, reach again. Grandma and Grandpa, you've offered me not only inspiration for this speech, but more importantly, you've offered me a perpetual source of inspiration and happiness in my life. I simply cannot thank you enough. Our years at Indian Hill High School have been indispensable, and we have learned some truly remarkable things here, encompassing both academic and life lessons. I firmly believe that we are an immensely talented class, and I'm so excited to see what my fellow graduates will achieve in the years to come. As we will soon walk out those grandiose glass doors, temporarily leaving the comfortable bubble, it will be scary, but it will also be exciting. So to all my fellow graduates, just remember, stay humble, stay classy, Indian Hill.
Thank you, Madison. And now, our co-valedictorian. Allow me to introduce to you Mr. Arjun Sheikh. Arjun has been described as one who possesses the ability to be curious and adventurous and has the courage to pursue his passions. Arjun has the opportunity to address you today because of his academic prowess. In an overview of his school records, you'll observe an impeccable pattern of precision and skill. Meticulous dedication, perseverance, and sacrifice are all qualities that Arjun equally demonstrates. He has amassed the highest marks possible. One of Arjun's pastimes is watching performances. More than watching, he loves to participate. Perhaps you've had the experience of seeing him in a performance. His passion is palpable, whether he is performing as a lead in a school musical or showcasing Indian dance with a group in a talent show. He is one who shines. A brightness emerges from his countenance when he is doing his thing on the stage. Arjun's stage performance is paralleled by what he is able to accomplish in the classroom. It is stellar and full of passion. Arjun certainly is an astute student. However, he is also a social soul. When asked the question, what makes you happy? Arjun's answer wasn't getting another A on a quiz or a project or scoring a perfect score on a test. But his answer was, laughing makes me happy. Or I'm also happy when I make others laugh. Arjun has demonstrated that he can roll with academic rigor and not falter. He is curious enough to raise questions and has the fortitude to move forward with the answers. His energy brings life to others, and it's infectious. Upon commencement, Arjun is ready to explore the world this fall at Stanford. Please welcome the co-valedictorian of the class of 2015, Arjun Shetty.
For me, it is almost every night before I go to sleep. And for all of you, there will come a time, if not already, when you will ask what this is all for. You will sit and question and grieve. Because for most of us, high school was our reality. Getting into college was the goal. For 13 years, for 113,956 hours, we have been hurtling down one of those cul-de-sacs with a yellow no outlet sign. One with a house at the end of the street, a place to rest. And now, here, graduating, caught unaware, we see more road ahead of us. Hazy, white road, with no shoulders, no double yellow line, no hitchhikers, no tailgaters, and no Kona ice. Yes, it is safe to say for now, it may be free of potholes, free of troubles down the road. But that's because right now, it's free of any definition. It is, as Natasha Bedingfield claims, unwritten. Or unlaid, perhaps. In fact, to me, senioritis is not the illness. It is a symptom of something much scarier. Freedom.
Compound sugar.
Senioritis is a symptom of freedom, overwhelming and stressful freedom, because for a lot of us, we want this new beginning, this new trajectory to be perfect. Stop. Stop fidgeting with the trajectory. Stop measuring the angles. Stop worrying, because all you have to do is remember poetry. Do you know why they call it the Dead Poets Society? I have no idea. I've never seen the movie. But my thought is because the work of a poet, while so beautiful in completion, seems so depressing. I mean, without fail, we learn about the illustrious poets who were psychologically disturbed and went so far as to end their own lives. Hence, Dead Poets Society. I probably think it's because all they seem to do is envy flowers for their beauty and birds for their wingedness. They envy flowers for their beauty and birds for their wingedness. To high schoolers, what we get out of poetry is a constant ode to nature. We read about roads not taken, about golden daffodils, about snowy evenings and clouds. We read about skylarks and tigers burning bright in the forests of the night. And we always miss one crucial thing. We are part of that nature. We are just as inspiring, and we are just as worthy of poetry. I say this to you because when we get to worrying, we get caught up in that rocking chair, the one that gives us something to do, and yet gets us nowhere. Actually, by the end of high school, my motto was this: if something cannot be fixed, why worry? And if something can be fixed, why worry? Your mother will do it for you. I guess those of us going across the country will have to start picking up our own slack. But that should not be a problem, because we are the class of 2015. I mean, think about it. Every year, the teachers look forward to having us because, we're just so famous. That's probably because they're excited to say goodbye to the class of 2014, though. Every year, we lose a few, and we gain a few. But I'll tell you something, our 13-year club is humongous. And even those who come late to our party manage to become the life of that party. Because together, we braved through Kings Island, the Cincinnati Zoo, and one of the most thickest field trip packets we had ever seen. That was a double superlative, I'm sorry. Let's see, together, we embraced Redo Day. And there was a lot of embracing that day, I'll tell you that. Together, we cheered on the Dogmen, the Brave Squad, and even the cheerleaders themselves during those interesting pep rallies. Together, we survived 4 physics teachers, as you've heard, 3 theater directors, 2 timing senior option in 1 year. Together, high school taught us that no matter how many times Mrs. McFarland insisted that we not just spark notes, it was our saving grace for, every reading check. That and her box of goldfish. High school also taught us that to Ethan Frome, pickles, donuts, and blueberries have a lot more meaning than most foods. High school taught me that the amount of people who bless you when you sneeze is just one indicator of your relative popularity in a cutthroat social hierarchy. High school also taught me that an extra towel, underwear, and toothbrush come in handy for the type that go hard in gym. As I say that, I remind you all that high school also taught us that our voluntary vulnerability is our greatest strength. For in it, we are the most introspective, the most self-critical, and for that, the most humble. Humility, that has always been a hard one for me. But to begin to learn it, I have had to ask myself this question: why is the ocean the king of the rivers? Why is the ocean the king of the rivers? Because it is lower than all of them. Because it does not state its superiority in elevation. Because it lets the rivers feed it. Because in its position, it is a beacon of humility. But I'll be honest, this is not the time for humility. We are awesome. I mean, think about it. If you think about the collective talents and perfection of each individual sitting to my left, it is awe-inspiring. We are the class of 2015. We are the class that does not worry, because if it's not our mothers doing it for us, then it's our fathers. We are not the cliche leaders of tomorrow, but we are the examples of today, because we are the class worthy of poetry. Thank you. Thank you, Archie. Wow. Wow. That boy is good. At this time, I would like to bring
year at graduation is a symbolic passing of leadership from the exiting senior class to the next senior class. Leadership is the responsibility of the class officers who are elected by their classmates. With the senior class officers for both the class of 2015 and the class of 2016, please come forward at this time. President Mark Masali passes the symbol of leadership to the 2016 class president, Grant Gottgeiner. Vice President Kush Patel passes the leadership candle to the new Vice President, Spencer Mukai. Secretary Mitchell Hardy passes the leadership candle to the new Secretary, Anna Diefendifer. And Treasurer Troy Schwab passes the leadership candle to the new Treasurer, Maren McKenna. Thank you all very much. Now I am pleased to once again introduce our principal, Dr. Antonio Shelton.
After that speech from Arjun and Madison, I don't know if I want to read mine. Looks a little dense. But tonight we gather to celebrate the Indian Hill High School class of 2015. That's exciting. We also come to this place to say thank you to the parents, guardians, and grandparents who have made this step in your lives possible. I would also like to thank the wonderful teaching, maintenance, administrative, and secretarial staff, also our school board, all of Indian Hill who have made this venue what it is for this grand occasion. On this day, I am grateful to say that I have known you your entire high school career. I have known you your entire high school career. And it's so funny because I looked at the yearbook when you were freshmen, and those little faces have become mature, not adult yet, but mature young people. It has been a pleasure to be a part of your life, getting to know people like Marley Bathholter, aka Fruit Cup, and Gibson Bullock, aka Cupcake, whom I've had the privilege of traveling and sharing a trip, a Latin trip with them to Europe. Those 10 days or so were made special by their presence, and also the many pictures that they took of me as I fell asleep at each of the venues that we visited. I will miss our office aides, Mitch Hardy, sharing a very enthusiastic good morning. And many of you may not know, but early mornings are they're not for me. And then we have Maisie Creeville, who just amazes you with her smile and her quiet presence. And then we have the roaring voice of Lee Ritzy and the fashionable Evan Pugh, whom I take my clothing recommendations from quite often. Each one of you has given me something special. I wish I could name all of you today. I will cherish that throughout my career. You are my first class that I saw from the beginning to the end. That which you have given to me cannot be replaced by money or things. You have given me joy and a sense of purpose. As I listened to Sarah Alzubi share in her speech on Monday, that 8 years ago, she could not speak English, and now she is our salutatorian. I'm excited by the possibilities that an Indian Hill High School education has afforded so many of you. So I ask you today, have pride in everything that you do in life. Seek opportunities to demonstrate your leadership and the ability to lead. Grasp hold to the many opportunities that will present themselves to you. Respect who you are at all times and those around you. Find ways to provide excellence in the service that you provide to the individuals that you will encounter. Have integrity and do the right thing as if someone was always watching you. Demonstrate pride in all that you do. These pillars have been shared, taught, and demonstrated on many occasions. I ask you to continue to share them with the world that you will embark upon. Lastly, remember life is interesting, and it is also precious. Use yours, and I'm talking about your life, use yours to bring about positives in others. You won't know everything, and you won't do it perfectly, but I ask you to live it to the fullest and think of others. When you make a mistake, apologize, reflect, and try your best to make it right. When you fail, don't give up. Keep dreaming, working to meet the goals that you have created for yourself. The vision that you have can and will come true if you work hard and never stop trying. And I'll end with this quote by Pele. Success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing. Thank you, and once again, once a brave, always a brave. And now it's time. Dr. Miles and the members of the Board of Education, I am pleased to present for graduation the class of 2015. At this time, I would like to ask our guidance counselors, Mr. Crowley, Mrs. Cottrell, Mrs. Kearns, and Mrs. Jackson to come forward and read the roll of graduates.
You want me to move over? Do you want me to move it over?
Madison Rose Whitson Hecht. Arjun Pranav Sheth.
I'm just gonna.
Sarah Abdallah Alzubi. Catherine Montgomery Arnold. Sabrina Yasmin Bullis. Hunho Lee. Nikhil Lingaretti. Alexandra Lauren Skidmore. Andrea Michaela Wright. Emily Frances Zurich. Marvel Elizabeth Badvalter. Michael Benjamin Anderson. Samantha Reed Belk. James Ashburn Barbeau. Sophie Ann Bell. Anish Body. Louise Prescott Bigelow. Gracie Alexander Bowling. Camille Elizabeth Bodie. Charles Joshua Berger. Reese Elizabeth Bollinger. Clifford William Carl Chin. Alexandra Nicole Foster.
Yes.
Harrison Coldfleet III.
Okay.
Paige Elizabeth Rockoff. Braden Ayers Cowan.
Yeah.
Hannah Michelle Brockman. Kevin Robert Ori Durr. Catherine Marie Brown. Jack Robert Downing. Gibson Ann Bullock. Christopher Bradley Duncan. Sophia Caroline Calvin. Michael Allen Bowles. Kendall Marie Chabue. Benjamin Saul Green. Daniel Allen Carter. Mallory Ray Chadwick. Carissa Clark Contra. Clayton Timothy Heald. Calix Marie Dyer.
Lindell Robert Hunter Cure. Kathleen Albert Farrell. Alexander Scott Keesley. Danielle Renee Bachner. Jacob Raymond Coringle. Jenna Maslin Ferguson. William Scott Lakecap. Rose Dalton Otilia Bessler.
You're not?
Jason Alexander Littman. Mary Joan Fiore. Thomas James Logeman. Andrea Ellen Francisco. Jay Nielsen Lucian. Keely Elizabeth Gardner. Samuel Benjamin Raymond Markowitz. Kelly Elizabeth Gerlinger. Kyle Reed Moranis. Michaela Faye Alexandria Germain. Christopher Ellis Metz. Gabrielle Lynn Gibson. Ernesto Alonzo Mori. Margaret Mary Giroux. Kyle Robert Niekamp. Sydney Danielle Gloucester. Joshua Lawrence Obermeyer. Alexandra Christina Hart. Sam Thomas O'Donnell. Beatrice Elena Hernandez Rodriguez. James Walter Fluhak. Ashton Wagner Irvine. Evan Harrison Pugh. Jung Rebecca Kim. Brooke McDuffie Renfro. Erica Catherine Kimmel. Darren Michael Reynolds. Katarina Ashling McLaughlin Nean. Mark Akila Masalid. Coach Patel. Mitchell James Hardy. Troy Rothschild Schwab. John Mark Robertson Jr. Morgan Renee Curdy. David Carl Ruttenberg. Julia Ann Copain. Robert Audrey Osher. Cameron Allen Walker. Mackenzie Lynn Owen. Cooper Wayne Winan. Phoebe Elizabeth Panacea. Sydney Robin Parker. Natalie Catherine Pavlik. Caitlin Mary Howell. Anna O'Brien Renfro. Lee Kristen Rixey. Madeline Kennedy Rourke. Kate Taylor Robinson. Lauren Elizabeth Southeld. Samantha Isabella Marie Sanders. Sarah Marie Schwanakamp. Jennifer Ashley Scott. Julia Ann Sewell. Keith Robbie Shaw. Madeline Marjorie Seedling. Paige Madison Seegers. Abigail Marie Singer. Rachel Frances Smith. Maria Price Snyder. Ivana Spacek. Grace Elizabeth Simpson. Bridget Marie Thibodeau. Cynthia Sana Yuruma. Rita Abinash Ba. Monica Ruth Valentini. Lauren Danielle Finasky. Chloe Bell Wentland. Brenda Janae Smith.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's Mark.
Thank you, members of the Board of Education. On behalf of the class of 2015, I proudly accept these diplomas. Now, seniors, please move your tassel from right to left to symbolize that we have graduated. Now, I would like to introduce the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Mark Miles.
Well, one must have a sense of humor to be a superintendent of schools. Students, faculty, staff, members of the Board of Education, family, friends, and alumni, I am pleased to stand before you on this special evening. Members of the class of 2015, I congratulate each of you for your achievement of this significant milestone. As a class and as individuals, you have left a legacy in academics, in art, arts,
Second.
and athletics. We have recognized these many accomplishments in numerous award ceremonies and graduation festivities this past week. Members of the class of 2015, you have made us so proud in our community and in the classroom. Your legacy will endure as future classes strive to meet the expectations you have established. A new journey awaits. But before you embark upon this new journey, acknowledge and thank those individuals who have provided structure and accountability,
Been an hour.
advice and counsel, guidance and inspiration, joy and laughter. Henry David Thoreau once said, "Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you imagined." On behalf of the faculty, staff, and Board of Education, Class of 2015, I extend my best wishes for future endeavors and hope that this new journey exceeds your expectations and the life you imagined. Congratulations.
No, no.
Thank you all for coming. Falcony, would you please lead the graduates out?
Yes.